So this chapter is all about writing linear equations. Linear just means a straight line, and there are lots of forms. Right now we are focusing on slope-intercept form. So who can tell me what is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. So I want you to write that in the little box. So y equals mx plus b. Where the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. Now, on 5-1, we were looking at writing the equation when they gave us two coordinates. And on Friday, I taught you how to use the stat button. When will stat only work? When you have two coordinates, but you have to have two coordinates. And today, we're not going to have two coordinates. We're going to have one coordinate and a slope. So basically, like, we're getting to skip that step of finding the slope, yes? So if you are given a coordinate and a slope, you're simply going to write y equals mx plus b. And you're going to plug in what you know and solve for that missing piece, because I need an m and a what? Did they already give me the m? What is it? -4. So all I need to do is solve for the b to write this equation. Since I have y equals mx plus b and I know the m and I have an x and a y from this coordinate right here, this is an x and a y, yes? Can I solve for the b knowing this stuff? Yes, so I'm going to plug in 3 for y, so 3 equals. What am I going to plug in for m? -4 times, what am I going to plug in for x? -1, and then plus b. And I'm simply going to solve for that y-intercept. So I have 3 equals 4 plus b, because -4 times -1 is 4. And then how am I going to get the b by itself? -4. So b is equal to -1. So here are my two answers that I need to write a linear equation in slope-intercept form. So now I'm just going to write y equals -4x minus 1. Okay, any questions there? Yes or no? Let's do another one. I need an m and a what? Did they give you the m? So the m is -2. So I have to go solve for the b. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to plug in what I know. I have a y, it's right here. I have an x right here, and I have an m right here. So I'm going to plug in. What am I going to plug in for y? 3 equals. What am I going to plug in for m? -2 times. What am I going to plug in for x? 6 plus b. And then I'm going to solve. So 3 equals -12 plus b. And then I'm going to add 12 to both sides. So I have 15 equals b. And there's my m and my b. So I would write my equation, y equals -2x plus 15. Okay, I'm going to let you do this one on your own while I do it as well, and then you can check your answers with mine. When you finish, check it with mine. Does anybody have questions? Are we okay? Can I move on? Okay. Now the next part is from Friday and Thursday and Wednesday. So you already know how to do this. Now those of you that were here on Friday, what did I teach you? That you can check your answers in STAT in your calculator. So I'll go over that in a second, but let's go solve it by hand. And I want y'all to understand something. I'm not being mean by making you do them by hand. On your TSI, I've heard the word TSI before, yes? If you haven't heard it, it's a test you have to take if you want to take dual classes in high school, which is college classes. You don't get your calculator on it, okay? And then in Algebra 2, you don't get your calculator on everything. And on the SAT, you only get it on part of it. So I would be hurting y'all if I let you only do it on here. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to set y'all up for success. So make sure that you're understanding how to do it by hand, but of course use your resource and check your answers in STAT, okay? All right, so on this one, write an equation in slope-intercept form given 2 points. Anytime we want slope-intercept, we need an M and a what? And a B. This time, did they give you the M? No. So you have to solve for it by doing the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, if you don't want to write that down, you don't have to. I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So this is negative 1 minus 5 over 2 minus negative 2. So I'm doing this to get my slope. And what is the slope? Wait, I'm sorry, I typed it in wrong. Negative 1 minus 5 over 2 minus negative 2. Okay, what is the slope? Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Now that I have this piece, I can go solve for the b just like we did up here. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. And which one of these coordinates do y'all want to use? Which one? The second one? Okay. So I would do negative 1 equals my m, which is negative 3/2, times my x, which is 2, plus b. Okay, so I have negative 1 equals. When I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across, right? Is this going to cancel out? Yes, and I'm going to be left with negative 3 plus b. And then I would add 3. And negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So now I have my m and my b. So I would write y equals negative 3/2 x plus 2. Now, for those of you who were not here Friday, I will show you STAT real quick, and this is the only time I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go very quickly. If you want to do it in the calculator to check your work, you're going to hit the STAT button right here, and you're going to choose option 1 for edit. You're going to type in the x's in L1 and the y's in L2. So my first x is negative 2, so I type it and then I hit enter. My next x is positive 2, so I type it and hit enter. Then I go over to L2. This is where I'm going to put my y's, and they have to match the x that went in. So the y that goes with negative 2 is 5, enter. And the y that goes with positive 2 is negative 1, and then enter. So all you do is put the coordinates in STAT, yes? Any questions there? Now what do I hit for those of you that remember? STAT again, so hit STAT. and you want it to calculate the answer for you, so arrow over at the top to calc. Which one of these choices looks like mx plus b? Option 4, linear, ax plus b. For some reason, instead of m, they say a, so choose option 4, and then you just go down to the calculate part right here, or you can just hit enter over and over, and it will give you the answer. What is the m? Negative 1.5. Is that what we got? Yes or no? Yes, it has the same values. Stat will always give it to you as decimals. And the b is? Is that what we got? So would it be smart to check our answers in stat? But will stat work for these? No. Okay. Turn the page. Do I need to do more of those, or y'all are good? We did those last week. We're good. Okay, skip down to this part, and I'm only going to do one of those. It says write a linear function in slope-intercept form for the following function values. We've already done this too. All you have to do is make a coordinate, an ordered pair out of this. So this is 2 comma and negative 2 comma negative 8. Why don't y'all try it in stat? Everybody go put it in stat. Let's make sure you're good with the stat button. Now, if you weren't here Friday, when you go to edit, you have to delete what's here. But if you accidentally go up to L2 and hit the delete button, it'll delete the whole list, so don't do that. If you want, you can go up and hit clear and then go back down and it'll be cleared. Or you can just hover over the numbers and hit delete. It's totally up to you. Okay, did everybody get their numbers put in stat? Then we're going to go to stat again, over to calc, option 4, and enter until it gives you the answer. What's the m? 3. What's the b? So my equation would be y equals 3x minus 2. Good? Yes or no? Okay, go to the last page. Let's look at our word problems. It says write an equation for word problems in slope-intercept form using rate of change and initial value, which the rate is the m, the initial value is the y-intercept. All right. Your gym membership costs $33 per month. So I saw something right there. That's probably the rate. Are y'all with me? After an initial membership fee, did it give you the b? Yes or no? It did not. You think we're going to have to solve for it? Yes, it says you paid a total of $228 after 6 months. What did they just give you right here? They gave you a coordinate. Do y'all see it? Do y'all see the two numbers? That's a coordinate. Which one would be the y value? The money. So my M, they gave me my M, is $33. They did not give me the B, so that's obviously what I need to solve for. But they did give me a coordinate. So the X is 6, the Y is 228. Would stat work for this question? No. Why? I need 2 coordinates and I don't have that. Are y'all with me? So can I write an equation to solve because I have an X, a Y, and an M? All right, so here we go. I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to plug in the 3 pieces I do know. So the y is 228. The m is 33. The x is 6. And I'm going to solve for b. And then I'm going to subtract, so 228 minus 198 is 30. So my equation, what would it be?
1 plus 33 over
y equals 33x plus 30. Could I call this equation with different variables? Could I write it with different variables? What is the y representing? The dependent variable, the cost. So I could call it C equals 33. What is the x representing? Month. So what could I call it? M. Both of these are really good answers. This one is better, though, if you're using it to solve, because then you know the y is cost and the x is months. Make sense? So this next part says find the total cost after 9 months. So I'm going to plug that in for the M, the month. So I would do 33 times 9 plus 30, which is what? $327. Okay, let's look at the next problem. One racer paid $125 for 5 races. A second racer paid $170 for 8 races. Question, did they give you a rate? They gave you the M? Did they give you the B, the one-time fee? What did they give you? 2 coordinates. Okay, so write them as coordinates. Which one has to be the Y? Money's always Y. So I have 5, comma, 125. And then I have 8, comma, 170. They want you to write an equation. So anytime you're writing an equation, you need an M and a what? And a B. Now question, would stat work for this one? Yes, let's go do it in stat. Did everybody get their coordinates put in edit? Then we're going to go to stat calc, option 4. What is the M? What is the B? 50. So my equation would be y equals 15x plus 30. Now look at the next 2 questions and really ask yourself, what are they asking for? How much does the track membership cost?
Is that supposed to be 50 or 30 on your paper? You wrote the
I don't know what I was doing. It's supposed to be 50, what I wrote the first time. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at the next question. How much does the track membership cost? Are they asking for us to solve something? Are they asking us to interpret this equation we wrote? Okay, so which one of these numbers would be the track membership? So that's all you're going to pay, $15. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. What does the Y stand for? Cost. So cost equals 15 times. What does the X stand for? The number of races. So R plus 50. So break this apart. What is the 50 going to stand for? The one-time membership fee. Okay, so how much does the membership cost? $50. How much is an entry fee per race? And that right there was the clue that they were asking for the slope, because they're asking for per race, which was how much? $15. Okay, let me get you your assignment. Okay, let's do we're going to do the whole front page. Everybody listen. We're going to do the whole front page, and then on the back, I want you to do 1 through 6 only, because that's kind of the new part we learned today. So on the back, You're going to do 1 through 6. And you might want a separate sheet of paper to show your work. Everybody good? Okay.